creepy guy. There's a lot of faces to choose from in this that it could be, but yeah.
I'm going to say it's someone directly related to the Nev Campbell universe.
Look at that guy.
I am the walrus.
Welcome back to Popcorn and Beers. We have got your Butters on Top, Psycho Killer, and How to Make a Killing, and of course Josh's Drunk Classic, brought to us by Mystery Science Theater 3000 Space Mutiny. Let's go. All right. Well. Welcome to Xenon, the girl of the 21st century's uncle's favorite movie podcast. That's right, this is Popcorn and Beers, where some use tomatoes and others use thumbs. We use the stuff that gets you drunk. Again, the Belgian Red. Here we are. We're back at it. We get them in packages of 4,
dude.
and you kind of
Cracked another one
get stuck
open.
with it. You got to. You can't waste. Waste not.
You don't
my
have
friend.
to not.
There are
got
people
to.
in this world. Well,
You don't not
there are
have to
people in this
got
world
to,
that
bro.
don't have an opportunity to drink beer, Josh. Okay, not everyone gets a beer.
No. You can just pour it out, dog.
So just for the audience here, we don't pour out any beer. We look for every beer sponsor, and then Josh takes an axe to them. Anyone that wants to give us a sponsorship, please understand that Josh speaks for himself every single time he decides to go full anarchist on anyone that could potentially watch our show and want to support it. So what we're going to do here, we're going to talk about 2 different Butter on Tops to lead off, but we want to let the audience know to stay tuned because we've got reviews of a lot of different movies for you today. We've got TV shows, we've got His and Hers, we've got Marty Supreme, we've got How to Make a Killing, as stated earlier, we've got The Housemaid, and then The Burbs, the show that was advertised like crazy during the Super Bowl.
Burbs.
We've got classics. Oh gosh, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die this week.
Ooh.
We've got all kinds of stuff. So stay tuned. Make sure that you're paying attention. But we're going to let Jordan lead off with his viewing of the Butter on Top. Well, one of them, and How to Make a Killing.
Yeah, How to Make a Killing. I didn't want to see this. I got to tell you. Glenn Powell is just not enough of a draw to get me to see this very low key.
He's not man enough for you.
I hadn't seen I didn't watch the trailer at all. I just wasn't sure if that was going to completely drive me away from it or, I don't know. But I dragged myself. I couldn't go support my local small chain theater because they just weren't even playing it. I had to go to the big dog, the AMC. And,
You know me, he's down at the AMC.
yeah. Glenn Powell, man, with his dumb face in dumb disguises. Like, is that the thing that they do with him? They just put like a Justin Bieber wig on him and people are supposed to like not be able to tell it's him? They did the same thing they did in Running Man.
Yeah. They put glasses on
so
him in Running
funny.
Man.
Yeah. That's
They make
exactly
him.
what
They always
do
make
in
him
this
the
movie.
most conspicuous guy. Like, not only does he have a mustache, he has a really pubic mustache. Like, everyone's staring at that guy's face.
Why does the frumpy father of 3 have an 8-pack? That's weird.
Yeah. So this, dare I say, plays out like a Shakespearean play. Shakespeare. Okay. It kind of does. Glenn Powell, he plays a son of a disinherited mother to a billion dollar for like the richest family in the world kind of thing, right? And
Like the
she
kind of
gets
family that Cameron
disinherited.
Diaz from a bad teacher movie would want to marry into.
She got disinherited for having a child with a cellist, with just like some common man, some guy that was performing at one of their ballroom parties or something.
Yeah,
And
he's an expert on a very difficult instrument. It's cool.
yeah, and life
Those comic
just
books.
he lives a cursed life, Glenn Powell. And of course, this is all blamed on his rich family that has disowned him and his mother. So he takes some advice from his mom and uses it to fuel going and killing off members of this other family. Along the way, he gets pulled into the circle, right? They actually welcome him somewhat into it. But hijinks ensue, right?
Hijinks.
He gets a taste for the murder. can't get enough of it. Some of them he comes across, doesn't want to kill them, but then things happen. He goes, hey, you know what? They kind of deserve it. Some of them just die on their own. It's actually, I found myself really entertained
cool.
throughout this movie.
Yeah.
It's very short. It's very short. Like, I don't even know if it's an hour and a half long.
Sounds
so
like
you're
a
in, you're
regular
out.
old comedic play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way you describe it,
Yeah.
it sounds like a play.
Just a good old time.
Other than Glenn Powell looking absolutely ridiculous in a lot of the movie, he does a pretty good job, like just acting. Other than just like when they put him in costumes and stuff, like it's
Doing his
stupid.
job.
Yeah,
a
he does
pretty good
okay.
job. Just doing his job.
I mean, he shows up. He
Yeah.
was on time every day. He knew his lines. What can you say?
Still attractive.
But Margaret Qualley, she needed a bigger role in this. She did have a big role, but they needed her a little more in there because, man, does she make you seethe throughout this movie. Just visceral anger and hatred towards a character that is just,
Wow.
woo! She really gets you going. Yeah, she's off the hook in this movie.
That seems to be her thing. She will get you going in one role or another.
Yeah. Topher Grace. There's a series of like faces that you know from different things in this movie. Topher Grace, though, he's pretty high build on this. His character is hilarious. Hilarious. He does such a good job in just a very Topher Grace way. It's just like it's him. It's like his audition tape essentially for Righteous Gemstones. He plays like a corrupt pastor kind of guy running a mega church.
Man, that is going around. Remember, Chris Evans did that and reviewed Honey Don't last year in 2025.
Oh, right. Yeah. So he does a pretty good job in that role. Like he was hilarious. The way that it all just rolls and recurring jokes and things like that, like I had a good time. I was not mad walking out of this. I felt a lot of things like anger. Like I really felt anger towards all these people, right? It's the main hero character that you're with and then you're against and then you're with and then things turn out the way you do and you're kind of just like, yeah, okay, right? You kind of just accept it. Like it's not an ending where you're like happy, you're not. It works. They tie it together, they pull it together very perfectly in a way that every character somewhat gets what they deserve.
Okay.
It all seems fair in the end. So, I would say watch this, right? I feel like if this movie came out like 15, 20 years ago, this would be a classic. People would really love this.
Okay.
Just from a simpler time, it seems like. So I give it I'm going to give it a popcorn and 2.
From a popcorn and 2 to a popcorn and nothing with Psycho Killer.
Yeah.
So remember, we had 2 butters on top because Germany, in different countries, movies release at different times. And this just happens to be one of those weekends where How to Make a Killing's not releasing here this weekend. So we went and saw Psycho Killer over on this side of the world. And Psycho Killed my need to go to the movies for the rest of the weekend once I saw it. It was not good. It opens up with, like, it gives you vibes of my popcorn and 3 horror movie from a couple years ago, Strange Darling, when I reviewed that. And I'm like,
What the
okay,
hell's that?
Strange Darling, I gave it a pop 3 2 years ago, 2024. It was one of my favorite horror movies of that year. I love that movie. I thought it was fantastic. But
Darling.
it's okay. I'm so happy you guys, the audience, is always let into the circus tent and sees how well we pay attention to each other. We're just waiting for our chance to talk. Is really what's going on here.
We go through 100 movies per week. I'm sorry, we don't remember Strange Darling.
I mean, I Googled it and looked it up. And I'm still just like, what is this?
It was a limited release. It was a limited release movie. But with Psycho Killer, it quickly ruins the allure of what it had brought in the opening. I was like, okay, maybe I can get behind this. And it's like, no, let's go full tropey trope. It's her husband. She peed on a stick. Oh my God, she's also pregnant. She's not giving up on this case. Like, oh, okay, here we go. All right, cool. You went from something that could have been original to something I've seen 10,000 times. Now, the movie does take a pretty good twist. And the twist had me in my movie seat, non-reclining, but had me in my movie seat going, should I consider bumping this up to a popcorn in one? And then the end happens. I was like, no, I'm good. It's a popcorn. But the twist, was decent. They just ruined it. Every chance they had to have like a really good, interesting, unique film, they ruined it. They ruined it. Hey, IP nerds, stop ruining everything, okay? Hey, can you kids stop watching people just copy people do dances that they've already done? Hey, can we stop doing the same videos with different actors? Hey, do I need to see an AI snake grab a pig, a bunny, a leopard, like out of everything? Stop copying each other, you lazy assholes, and stop watching it. Anyway, that's what's
What is that
leaking
about the
into
snake and the pig? What are you watching?
it's
Like Eastern myths
these
or
are like
something?
viral AI videos that people will then copy and spend 900 gallons of fresh water because people watch them because people are stupid like Gam Gam and Pop Pop and they think it's real. I got news for you. Where there's certain animals, there's no anaconda snake, you idiots. Anyway,
Hey, it's not their fault they grew up with lead paint and poor nutrition.
so, as I wrote here, a few silly tropes later, the allure is gone. They're going for a Zodiac style, violent action horror film. And instead of coming through, it falls short of every single thing they're trying to do. And it often comes across as laughable. I laughed multiple times at people just getting their head blasted off. Just like, come on. It's got old boy from Tank Girl in it, that British dude that plays the villain in Everything Ever. He's in, and he is the only recognizable face in the whole movie. Like no one else, you're like, I know that person from here. Like maybe one character is in it for 2 seconds. You're like, I saw that guy in a Dr. Pepper commercial. But outside of that, no one you know is in this movie. Everything you think's gonna happen, except for the one twist, happens, and they don't even take advantage of that pretty interesting twist about what they're going to do with this copycat killer that's not actually a copycat killer. They don't play enough into the satanic vibe that they set up at all. It's almost an ancillary character in the movie that you just stop caring about because they make it all about pregnant girl whose husband was murdered, catching some guy, and she's better at it than the FBI, this Kansas police officer is. And it's just
By
dumb.
God.
It's just a dumb, not good movie. I wish, like, lean into the gore if you're gonna make a shitty movie. Like, lean into it. Like, give me this satanic dude doing some crazy stuff. But no, you didn't have the budget for it. You know how I could tell? Because any scene that happened to be, oh, this is gonna be a cool kill. No, let's just show the killer's back and then blood squirting everywhere. Yo, you don't have budget? Got it. So you can't do practical effects. Understood. You're just going to ruin a movie that could have been good, but it wasn't. Popcorn for Psycho Killer. You missed the mark and you missed my heart. Anyway.
I've seen a trailer for a great looking scary movie, like real, truly scary that I'm looking forward to. It's called Undertone. So if you get a chance to check out that trailer, Undertone looks horrifying.
All right, Undertone.
Yeah.
I'll watch the trailer.
Hopefully,
I will not watch
I
the
get
movie.
my tone under control as we shift to Josh's drunk classic. Josh decided he was going to give us Space Mutiny as the drunk classic this week. Josh, talk to us a little bit about Space Mutiny and why you decided to place this in front of us by way of Mystery Science Theater.
Well, yeah, Mystery Science Theater is the basis here. It's one of those that I don't know if the kids these days even know about, but this was kind of sort of big in the 90s. Or everyone talked about, hey, you know that show where they make fun of it? You've never heard of this?
Late 90s, early 2000s. It was more YouTube is really where Mystery Science Theater took off.
It did take off, yeah.
Maybe Cartoon Network.
It got it like a more mainstream life, for sure.
Yeah. YouTube and Cartoon Network, like late night.
It's the blueprint for streamers and all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of a blueprint, but yeah. Anyway, I decided to do this mainly because they're having a comeback. I don't know if they're going to a new show or whatever, but they're having a new season, and so that's cool. So we watched Space Mutiny, and this is just one of my favorite Mystery Science Theaters. It's got some of the stupidest jokes, and it's so low budget and so bad and so just trying to hop on the wagon of Empire Strikes Back or something. You know what I mean? Some Canadians got together with $10,000 and wasted it, and yeah, it's just funny to me. Biggs, McLargeHuge, flank, hard steak, fist, rock punch. I loved all that stuff. All the dumb little jokes, and I had like this
Here comes
spaceship.
Riley.
Yeah.
The spaceship looks like an old industrial factory, and then like the hair and the terrible editing, where like they kill a character and bring her back throughout the whole movie. The whole thing is it's funny. I've watched it a lot. I've watched this one in particular a lot.
The sexist costuming, just every girl has to be in just like this high-waisted, tight
Yeah.
fucking underwear.
Yeah.
In a very,
Like
very obviously freezing cold room.
Yeah.
And the
She's got an
commander of the
arm- she's got an
defense. She's got an arm. Get him in the chassis.
He's got an armadillo in the closet.
Man, yeah, it's just fairly entertaining. It's as far as really bad made this in my garage type movies go, it's actually pretty good. That doesn't mean it's good. It's awful.
As far as the worst that you can watch is actually
Yeah.
pretty good.
If you're eating nothing but slop, this isn't bad. But yeah, it's just really endearing how bad it is, because Grandpa's beard, the love interest is an older lady, and then
Yeah.
the general
disco
of the defense
sorceresses.
force is wearing a wife beater, and yeah, I don't know. It's just really entertaining. That's all I got to say. Popcorn and one, because I've watched it a lot. I like it.
How about those golf cart
Yeah.
enforcers, Jordan? What did you think of that? Very clearly wrapped in cardboard.
And they're going so slow, you can outrun them.
And they're making faces, just zooming in like,
Yeah.
as they're driving and going. Oh man, the scientist as he gets thrown over the balcony for no reason. Like you're what? What?
Yeah.
Just throw him over. You caught him. There's so much dialogue that's going on for zero reason here. Like I said, the female Bee Gees that are the sorceresses. Every time you walked into the sorceress chamber, it was a reason to show skin and hear them sing staying alive.
Yeah.
Right? Like who would have thought that Grandpa had to take a Viagra to have a vision? That was wild. so
Where'd they
for
come
me,
from?
everything.
Like the plot didn't make any sense. Like they came from
Yeah.
outer space. Like they were found, and then but they said in the beginning like humans got on this ship as the last bit of humanity to find a new place to live, and then the
Yeah.
bad guys like we found a place to live. Let's go there. But for some reason it's against galactic law, and they pick up these Balerians. Are they humans or are they some other kind of thing? And then like there's space pirates. Are they not also humans? They haven't explained why they can't go to this new planet.
Where did the space pirates come? The space pirates just pop up out of nowhere too. It's like, let's throw some space pirates. We need some sexy babes. How do we get all this thing together? Let's have an American Gladiators game as the final scene because we got to
Yeah.
shoot those tennis balls at the characters in the cards. Like, we have to have a disco scene where we see nothing but coochie, like over and over again, just for no reason. Like, just like let's just zoom in right on butts, like
Yeah.
butts.
By the way, that's just her work uniform too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, from Josh, I'm gonna give this a popcorn. Mystery Science Theater though should hold a special place in everyone's heart for everything it's been able to do
Yeah.
with its PBS style film work, its jokes here and there, the ability to make fun of a film as it's going on. Good for Mystery Science Theater. Jordan, what did you think of the drunk classic?
Yeah, I mean, it was a popcorn, but it was fun. It started off for me a little bit like, but the jokes, they really started picking them up. It's just like, some of the jokes get a little garbled in all of
Yeah.
their like stuff going on. And
Yeah.
and they have a lot of really old kind of niche references sometimes that you're just like, what?
Definitely. What is he even talking about? What brand is that?
Yeah. Yeah. But the meeting scene, man, that's where it got me hooked in. Was the board meeting scene where they kill that guy? He's like, all right, a board meeting, we finally got something done. It was hilarious, and that's when I was kind of like, okay, all right,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
yeah,
I mean, for anyone who's interested, they're like I said, they're having a comeback. I think they had a one with Patton Oswalt attached to it somehow, like within the last 5 or so years. And then they're also known as riff tracks online. When they had contract issues, they kept going by themselves. And then since they weren't under some kind of payment or whatever licensing, they could watch like real movies. So they have all the like episode 1 through 3 of Star Wars. They got a lot of the trilogy types of movies that they do this situation to. It's just called Riff Tracks online.
Boiler Room has a receptionist. I can confirm the boilers have not moved in a while. just funny little jokes and stuff sprinkled in there. But
Yeah.
what I was really laughing at was the credits when they're talking just about people's names and the jobs and
Yeah.
stuff. He's like,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
best
yeah.
boy they could come up with was Fuzzy Skinner. It's like, what the? Yeah. It's just total like inside joke stuff that like you could, well, if you watch this with your buddies, you could make little jokes about all day and nobody would ever be able to know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There was a
Yeah.
film like that in the military, Jordan, and it was an adult film called Pirates.
Okay.
And you would have a lot of younger soldiers walking around work being like, I'm the best pirate hunter ever. And like it's just like kind of an inside thing between
I
the
know
all
what you're
the
talking about. I've
that were
seen
passed.
it. Yes, I had older cousins, older cousins. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That got
Um,
passed around the tech school dorms and the Air Force dorms like crazy.
yeah. So yeah, I mean Mystery Space, yeah, it is the blueprint. It is the first to, you know, what would you call this? Like voyeurism, like watching somebody else do something, watch a movie, play a
Yeah.
game, and just
Yeah, yeah,
make
yeah.
jokes and commentary with
First
their
ones
buddies.
to get
Like
paid
Yeah.
for it, for sure. Yeah.
that's yeah. So hey, kudos to them. So popcorn, it's popcorn.
It's popcorn.
Popcorn. Well, I watched one we're all excited about as we are about to lose Josh. I watched Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, starring Sam Rockwell, who
Was it
it's
good?
time for me to just admit he is my favorite actor, and he
Is
crushes
that it?
this
Just your
movie.
favorite actor?
just just crushes this movie. And if you're unfamiliar, it is about a future man that comes back to stop the overtaking of the world by AI. All right, and it is
Huh.
such a cute take on Terminator. It
That's
was
cool.
it made me laugh quite a bit, like at so many scenes. However, dear father that brought all of his underage kids to watch a movie where they highlight school shootings, father of the year, douche. Father of the year. Thank you for bringing all your
How, do,
annoying kids into the
how is
theater
he
to watch
supposed
an
to know
adult
about the
movie.
school shootings?
Oh, I don't know. The R rating, the
Oh.
10,000 F words that occur. How about
Oh.
it opens with the kid being gurneyed out, and you should probably take all your kids out of there as you see the high school and the kid being gurneyed out, and you know what's about to happen as we live in 2026 and the movie takes place in America. But anyway, you shouldn't be bringing 8 kids
Oh.
that are under the age of 10 to rated R
10?
movies.
No.
Sorry,
Yeah, I thought
dude.
you said teenagers. Anyway,
No,
I
no,
gotta
these were
go.
not teenagers. These were like kids,
Kid
like
kids.
kids, like children. Yeah.
Kids, dude.
So in this movie, he has to put together the perfect team of civilians to save the world from AI. And he has to get these characters from Norm's Diner in Los Angeles. Somewhere in Norm's Diner, he has the perfect combination of humans that can save the world from AI. And it's very funny because he walks in and he's got to prove himself, but he looks like a homeless guy in 2026. So nobody's taking him seriously. And he's just throwing out things to each person in the diner to prove he's from the future, like different facts. And it's not a monologue, right? Because there's other characters involved, but not very many other characters have speaking lines while he's going through this whole thing, and it's very funny. And their escape from Norm's Diner, very funny. It's honestly the attack on AI and how we've all become stupider. It's like Wall-E, for a more adult audience. Like, hey, one day you're just not going to get out of bed at all because you're going to be so consumed with AI giving you exactly what you want to see that nothing else is going to matter. The world is going to run out of resources because of how much fresh water AI utilizes. We're gonna run out of this. We're gonna run out of that, and he puts together a team. So your first team is Mark and Janet, two teachers in a school that students have become mindless due to social media and the ability to have an endless scroll, and it just shows the kids just endlessly scrolling in class, harding things. And he goes, "Hey, we have to read this book. I'm not going to tell you guys what book it is, but this book." And the first question is the same. This one I didn't blame the kids for because I had this question every time I had to read a big book. What do you think it was, Jordan?
How long is it?
No, is it a movie? Like, like first question, I was like,
Yeah.
I respect that. I would have thought the same thing in high school. Like, is it a movie? Like, did they already make a movie out of it?
Yeah.
And then next,
if it's forced reading like school,
yeah,
I'll watch the movie, and if the movie's decent, I will actually read the book.
there you go. Well, in this, then the next question is, or the next thing comes, hey, I already rented the audiobook. This book sucks. Like
Yeah.
it's so, like, it's just, it's very teenagery. So you're probably going to respect that first team and
right.
what goes down with that first team. Next one, we have Susan, the mother of this is played by Juno Temple, by the way, the mother of a school shooting victim, and what wealthy people can do to get over it. And it really leans into how desensitized our culture is in the United States of America to school shootings. And it does it in a way that I didn't feel was too heavy handed. It was almost in a way of like, we don't know how to process or deal with this grief anymore. So this is what we do. And it's very interesting how they capitalize on that subject matter of, hey, we're desensitized to this. So that is Susan. Next, we have Ingrid, who is allergic, the first person ever on earth that is allergic to Wi-Fi and cell phones. She has an allergic reaction to Wi-Fi and cell phones. All in all, he puts together this team, and the people that are chasing them don't know why they're chasing them. The things that the AI can create are what I just described earlier at the beginning of the program, where it's like, you don't know what's real anymore. You can't tell. And some of these AI videos are really good. Like, it's pretty easy to get fooled now by certain videos. You have to really be paying attention to like how many fingers a character has, or if something that's happening is actually logical. If you're not paying attention to that stuff, AI can get you. Like, AI is very advanced now with what it's capable of. And this movie dives into, hey, you're eventually not going to be human anymore because you don't know how to make critical decisions. You don't know how to critically think. You don't know how to react to certain situations. You don't know how to analyze situations without asking for help. We don't have phone numbers memorized anymore. I had probably when I was a kid 30 phone numbers memorized right off the dome just because I needed them. You know, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, or the whole house phone, things like that. But you had 3 phone numbers memorized. And then your friends, you had some friends' phone numbers memorized. You had to have. Girlfriend, you never memorized a girlfriend's phone number ever?
No.
Ever?
Nope.
Well, bless you.
I forgot that phone number. I guess we're just not together anymore.
I had to do all these things. I'm a little bit older than you, but I didn't think it was that much older. So with this movie, I'm going to give it a popcorn 3. The only reason I almost took away the pop 3 from Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is the ending does drag a bit. But we get a little appearance of almost like a Toy Story thing going on. You'll know it when you see it, but there's almost like a Toy Story thing that occurs. And if the ending didn't drag so much, it would be like a rock solid popcorn 3. This is a popcorn 3 soft. It still needs a blue pill to spike it up. But it was a really good movie. What was that, Jordan?
I said it's a theme today. The blue pill. And your shirt happens to say, "You're my boy, Blue."
You're my boy, Blue. Jordan, what was your first film you're going to review for us this week?
I watched something you just recently reviewed, The Housemaid. Okay, this book that is, it's everybody's reading The Housemaid, right? It's the bestseller right now. Everybody's talking about The Housemaid, and I did not want to watch this. I had an idea of what it was about because it's such a tropey thing, right? The gaslighted lady who plays the maid and the triangle between the husband and the wife, and it's been done 100 times. Um, Amanda Seyfried and old girl, what's her name? Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney.
Yes, Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah. And I like what they did with this, the different direction. I mean, I guessed it.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but like
Sure. You
I
knew it all
did,
along.
I did. I saved because I was just like I was watching
You
this
the
and I'm like,
gardeners. You knew everything how the gardener was
no,
involved.
no, 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 no,
You
no, no,
you
no.
you knew what that all the other wives. Ugh,
No,
man.
no, I didn't guess the entire plot, but I knew like that's the person, like that's behind all of this, because I mean like it
That's the
just
person that the act
yeah
that is the actual master gaslighter.
it was all very it was all very like Get Out, like the gardener, right? It was Get Out. It was just it was a little bit predictable to an extent, but I mean I liked what they were trying to do with it. Everybody in this movie is tripping, right? Everybody in this movie is just making bad decisions on behalf of
No
everything.
kidding.
Yeah, yeah, everybody. And I honestly, I don't think Sydney Sweeney is beating the pug allegation. No, no,
No,
that's Anna de Armas for you, huh? You said she looks like a pug, which I disagree.
no. I think Sydney Sweeney looks like Droopy from the old Looney Tunes cartoons. Like
Sydney Sweeney kind of looks like a little bit like a pug at
like if
times
you
in
pull up
this.
Droopy the dog, the face, and you put it next to Sydney Sweeney, they look the same.
Yeah. Uh, and there's plenty of male actors that look like that we make fun of their appearance and stuff as well. So like, come
We've
on,
just
don't give us
said
that.
Glenn Powell had a stupid face, and he's
Yeah,
probably one of the biggest sex symbols that exists right now in cinema. Like, I
yeah,
know, like people want to put one of the films that you're going to review, one of the lead actors in this up there, but I don't see Timothy. I don't think Timothy Chalamet has that allure, the same allure that like an Austin Butler and I don't think Austin
right.
Butler's that, but women love Austin Butler and women love Glenn Powell
Well,
and
Austin Butler, at least I don't know how old he is, but looks more like a man. You know what I mean? Timothy Chalamet, he's 30 years old. I'm gonna be 32 in a few weeks.
yeah.
He still in movies in dialogue, he's still often buoyed. They
Yeah.
buoy him a lot. Like he's
Yeah.
the in his with Gwyneth Paltrow, right? She's saying a lot like you sound like a child. You live with your like it's written into his characters a lot that he's very
Yeah.
boyish and immature,
Timothy
right?
Chalamet is Leonardo DiCaprio 2.0. He needs to have his what is it, Gangs of New York turn at some point where we
Mm,
start seeing him as a grown man. He hasn't had it yet. But
no.
for this, back to the housemaid, the
Yeah, yeah,
guy
sorry.
in this is a total hunk. Like he is a
Yeah.
hunkosaurus Rex.
He's brick shit house. He's yeah. Yeah.
And his voice, I always tell people, was like his voice, man. I don't know, like something about his voice. Like I don't know if he's just talking soft or what it is, but he had a voice where it's like, I see it. I get why women are falling for this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of the whole thing. And you know, you're right. I watched this with my father-in-law. Big mistake. I watched it with my wife and my father-in-law. Huge mistake because it is just Sydney Sweeney, boobs in the wind, getting
Yeah,
railed. Like the whole most of the movie, half of the movie at least, and it's like, whoa, this is all they do apparently.
mixed with her terrible acting in this movie.
Yeah,
I don't know how I should react.
yeah,
She's gaslighting me. Can you believe this is happening? Like no, the most stale, the most
yeah,
stale portrayal of Jennifer Lopez's enough I've ever seen.
yeah. So my wife and father-in-law had read the book.
Hmm.
So they were kind of filling me in on how things were different because my thing the whole time was like, how this is a series of books, like this keeps going, and they do open it up at the end on like kind of how, but there
Hmm.
are some things that are kind of different that makes a little more sense for how you could continue like a deep plot recurring throughout a series of books.
Yeah.
I just don't think that they're gonna get a sequel to this made. I
Hmm.
don't. I think it'd be really stupid. So, but I give the Housemaid a popcorn and one.
I enjoyed the initial roots, the Amanda Seyfried backstory that goes
Yeah, yeah,
on.
that's always yeah. I love
That
plots when they do that.
Yeah, the Amanda Seyfried or Seyfried, however you pronounce her name. That storyline with the Roots was interesting. I found that interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
Pull 100 hairs out of your head.
yeah. But Sydney Sweeney gets it way worse, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want to, but don't you want to like be with her? And isn't she supposed to be like perfect? Isn't that like what the ideal is for him? And you're
yeah.
like, I don't know. I guess we're spoiling the plot here, but like honestly, whatever. You've read the book, you've seen the movie. If you didn't read the book, like as a dude or whoever's watching this, like you're not that, you don't care that much, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I did not read the book, nor did I realize
yeah,
it was a book series. I had no need to read this book. It's like 50 Shades of Grey. I had no need to ever
yeah.
read 50 Shades of Grey, and I also had no need to ever see the movie. Like, I
No.
was like, no, I don't. They made three of these? Damn, okay, there's a market for horny women. But
Oh yeah.
outside of that, like, and I'm teasing. Obviously, I know that one of our old co-hosts of Gorp was really into like the fairies, nymph books that have like the soft core stuff going on,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
smut books. So, like, obviously, if you pay attention to TikTok, there's a major market for that. If you figure out how to write it in, people will read your book. I think that's the whole initial Twilight fascination. Was Edward was this fantasy that a lot of women had that was finally portrayed by Robert Pattinson, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
this will be quick. The next one I watched was London Calling, starring Josh Duhamel. It is a Netflix. It's a Netflix movie, but I don't know if it was made by Netflix. If that makes sense. This is a story of a hitman who's lost his edge. But why has he lost his edge, Jordan? Because he's going blind and refuses to get glasses.
Oh.
Do I have you intrigued? It's the story of him befriending the son of a mob boss who loves to LARP. He LARPs like crazy. Are you intrigued yet? Don't worry, you don't have to be. Now, back in the day, this would have been a B movie. Like, this would have been a movie that you eventually see on the shelves of like Blockbuster or Hollywood Video or something. You're like, I didn't even know this was out. Like, what is this? And it's one of those movies you see in like the $5 bin at like a Walmart or a Kmart. Like, that's what this movie would be. It just happens that Netflix exists. So with this story, it goes off the rails. They're fighting the Irish mob. They're fighting the British, like weapons dealers. Like everyone, the single hitman shoots off a chain reaction simply because he is far side or nearsighted. And here we are.
I'm triggered.
I will tell you this: it was more entertaining than I thought it would be when I threw it on in the background, and I got caught watching it a couple times. It does have elements of humor that will make you laugh. It is a dumb movie. It's so stupid, but at the end of the day, it's a popcorn and a half beer. Because it will make you smile. It's so stupid, you're gonna be like, this is so dumb, but you're gonna be laughing at how dumb it is. All right, so that's London Calling, available for you on Netflix. What's your next film, Jordan?
Well, it's a show on Netflix that you've also reviewed,
Oh.
because you're just on the ball. His and Hers, right? Let me tell you something there. Let me tell you something. You're telling me, John Barenthal and his
Well, ladies, if
co-star.
you want to see John Barenthal have sex, watch his and
Oh
hers.
yeah, there's a lot of that. Tessa Thompson, right?
Yeah.
The other face that you know is Pablo Schreiber, who you claim is only known from Halo, but I defy you because I loved him as the badass in Den of Thieves, right? So yeah, this show was recommended to me by like you said it wasn't that good, and so it was on my list. It was something I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was recommended to me by a few other people, so I was like, okay, we'll give it a shot. Um, and look, this is way better. No, okay, wait, let me backtrack that. Um, it
Let me
was
back
more
up for credibility reasons.
it was more entertaining and watchable, I'll say, than Black Rabbit. Okay?
Okay.
Black Rabbit was well made, but it was an absolute slog to watch. This moved fast. Okay, it's 6 episodes, and it's got stuff going on.
Okay.
It's a little campy. But the characters, that it's one of those shows where there's no character that's likable, right?
Mhm.
Every character, again, is a moron. They're just doing stupid stuff. Tessa Thompson, she's the worst kind of person in so many different ways, right?
Yes,
And she gets let off the hook way too easy in this show. Way too easy. Um,
absolutely.
John Barenthal is just a moron. Like, he's just a dummy. For a detective, he navigates people terribly.
Yeah,
Like, he has
and
no
covers up
social
evidence
skills.
terribly.
Terribly. Just terrible at his job. Terrible, terrible. Um, the weakest confrontation, right? You finally get this confrontation between Barenthal and Den of Thieves guy, Pablo Schreiber, and it's the weakest barroom confrontation beatdown scene. It literally looks like when you're trying to fight somebody in your dream. And you're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
throwing punches and they're just not landing, right? Or they're being slowed down. Um it's and apparently like this is a thing in movies and shows
Better
always.
bar beatdown scene was Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Very good. Uh, news work is toxic, man. That's what they're
Yeah,
trying to. That's what they always teach you in movies and TV shows. How toxic the newsrooms are to be the person on TV. It's just like wow, you
yeah.
know. They're always these like wholesome people and stuff. They seem like on TV, but really they're shady, man.
And lots of elements of like sexualization of humans in that industry.
Yeah. Uh, Apparently there's a guy in the show. I don't know why I made a note of this, but it's still funny. There's a guy that apparently I caught this. His name is Brenning Dunnington.
Brenny Dunning.
Brenning Dunnington. It's
Okay.
like, yeah, what? But okay, so they had me. Okay, I was going through this and I was like, this is okay. I'm not mad
Mhm.
at this. Lots of different plot holes and things that I was just like, you know what? They could just end it here and that'd be fine. But they just had to explain some of these things, and they did it in the worst possible way.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
did it in a way that I was angry. Like I was really mad. I was so mad. One of the people that recommended this to me was my mother-in-law, and we finished this show at about 10 o'clock at night, and I called her at 10 o'clock at night, like, why did you recommend this show? What about this did you like? I was mad.
Yeah, the
Um,
last two episodes are rough. Like
yeah,
rough. Like, why did these two episodes oh my goodness, those two episodes were bad.
yeah,
And the
they
acting in
suffered.
those last two episodes from two, like I said, two of my favorite actors right now, Tessa
Yeah,
Thompson, John Barenthal. It was it was so bad.
yeah. They developed like some underwhelming plot resolutions that they could have picked from a number from, and they suffered from the thing where there was too many options, so they went with none of them and came up with something far far worse than what was just like being handed to you, right?
Yeah.
So it was a fine ride, but I have to give it a popcorn because of how drastically it unravels that it makes the entire thing not worth watching.
Yeah, yeah, I was,
Yeah, it's the ending is just stop watching. Don't watch the last episode.
it
Don't watch
gets
the last
so
episode.
silly. Like it gets
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So what'd you give it?
Popcorn.
Popcorn. So I'm gonna do rattle off two really quick. I watched America's Next Top Model documentary on
Oh,
Netflix,
okay.
and you know what, kids? Let me tell you a little something about contracts. Read them.
Yeah.
Read them. I've had enough of this. I did this review on Biggest Loser, and I'm glad Josh isn't here to come to the defense of humans that can't read. But what do you think you're going to be portrayed as? There's going to be a villain. Everything's on camera. It's reality TV. All right. There's some people are going to look good. Some people are going to look bad. There was one person in the whole doc I felt terrible for, and it was the one that was put in a situation where I can't even remember her name, so I feel bad. It's like Shia or something like that worked at Walgreens. She's the only person I felt terrible for. And it's because they put her in a situation and no one saved her, where she ends up cheating on her boyfriend. And she goes into it and talks about the situation, how no one helped her. They just kept filming, they kept the cameras rolling, which is a rule in Hollywood, right? Isn't it? Like, just keep the cameras rolling. Like, I think that's a thing. It's terrible, but I'm pretty certain that's like a
Right.
thing.
But just like the buck doesn't that it goes through editors and producers. It goes through several
Yeah.
layers of people that could have been like, this is distasteful, and they
Yeah.
don't. They never do.
No, they don't, because you know what? It's going to get views. It's the same thing with like I think a lot of these things, like these people like Drewski and Neon, it's all staged, everyone. Like they shoot it. None of it is natural. It's over and over, and they're seeing what's going to get the best reaction, and then you fall for it. It's the same thing as what Drewski did at the NFL Honors Awards by saying Jackson Smith and Jigba wrong purposefully. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm sorry. No, you're not. And it's
No.
pathetic that we keep falling for things like this that lack creativity, lack originality, and we're like, oh, that person's so good. They're not. They're just not. There used to be people that were good at this, the Chris Farleys of the world, right? Jay Leno to some extent, right? David Letterman. And there were people that were good at this. And now we have half-assed versions of these people all over the internet that are just shock jocks, but worse than a shock jock. And they're not going to turn off the cameras, basically, is the point of what I'm trying to say here. America's Next Top Model, I don't know if you remember my review of the Biggest Loser documentary. It's the exact same. Look, at some point you have to be self-aware and accept some guilt that you played some part of this. Oh, I would never have done it again. Yes, you would, because you're sitting
Yes,
here
you
on
would.
Netflix giving
Yeah.
your story. I guarantee it's not for free. Okay,
Yeah.
there
I
are
bet you
people
most
that
people
decline this.
people have moved on from that, and now you're
Okay.
bringing it back into the
So
zeitgeist.
thank you for bringing me back to my tangent. I apologize for my tangent.
Yeah.
But they talk about how America's Next Top Model came back to life, found new life because of COVID and because people were rediscovering it and saying it's toxic. It's this. Yes, for today's time, it is toxic. There's a lot of stuff that we could do in life that we go back through. We watch movies here where we're like, this could not get made today for some of our drunk
Yeah.
classics, right? And some of
Yeah.
them were as recent as like the 90s or the 2010s.
Right? Don't listen to old Eminem albums or watch MXC.
Yeah, don't listen to NWA. Like,
Yeah.
don't listen to Two Live Crew. Like, a lot of this stuff, it happened and we lived through it, and luckily we learned from it. You're dragging up shit that's 30 years old, going like, that would never fly today. Yeah, because it happened 30 years ago, stupid. You're right, it would never happen today. We learned, thank God. Not enough, because look what we got going on in our country right now. But sometimes we learned from things.
Yeah.
And America's Next Top Model was one of those things. I think I got into a discussion with my wife over this, and she's like, "Oh, I don't think they'd ever do it again." I was like, "I think every single one of those women put back in that situation would redo it. I think every single one of them would do it again, except for maybe the one I mentioned earlier that I can't ever remember her name, because I think her life was truly and legitimately destroyed by this show, and I think it's been impossible to recover for her because of the situation that she was partially put into by herself, but 75% of the blame goes on the television crew, because whether you like it or not, humans, let me tell you a little secret. Whether you like it or not, no one forces you to drink a bottle of wine. That's not a choice you have to make. It's not mandatory. Okay? Everything else that happened to her, I don't know. I'm not going to speak on because I'm not qualified, and I also don't want to get canceled. But it all starts with decisions we make. And if humans can start taking responsibilities for the decisions that they make and the roles that they play, it's going to be a lot easier for everything else to come together in your favor. The problem is it's blame, 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 not my fault, and then nothing happens. So with this, like, there was a lot of it where I'm kind of objective. I probably watched 3 or 4 seasons of it with my mom and my sister. I didn't watch a lot of it. So I was really hoping to learn something profound. And everything that I got from this documentary was like, that sounds a lot like the television industry, man. Like, a lot of this just sounds a lot like there's haves and have-nots. You signed up for this show hoping to get your 15 minutes. And for some of you it happened, and for others it did not.
Yeah.
It's a popcorn. I think it's a lot of nothing for me. But if you've never seen America's Next Top Model, I could see how you'd be fascinated by it.
I've
Go.
never seen a single episode of this, but something from this show sticks with me a lot to this day, and that is smizing.
Oh
Right?
yes,
The term smizing, and I'm an awkward picture taker, and so I always remind myself to smile with the
Smize.
eyes, right? Smize.
really quick. I also watched The Burbs, Jordan. This is the last new review I have for you guys this week. I
I
also
was
watched.
so close to starting this. I was like, but I didn't. So I'm interested to hear what you think.
So, a silly remake of an of a Tom Hanks classic. Tom Hanks even gets a photographic cameo. But is it worth watching? With Keke Palmer playing what must be the least believable lawyer ever, probably not her fault, probably due to ridiculous writing and ridiculous dialogue with other characters. But I think bringing this to the stage where, or pardon me, we're bringing Keke Palmer to a stage where we just have to realize she's just playing herself.
Yeah.
Keke Palmer is only playing Keke Palmer.
And that's okay.
Yeah, and I say that's fine. The overall mood of this show is meh, with some predictable twists and turns and silly antics along the way. This show is passable for something to throw on in the background while you're doing something else. There's literally no need to pay attention because you will not be shocked, even at the end where they try to set up for a season 2.
Yeah, see, I looked it up and I was hoping this was a limited series. I definitely would have watched it, but when I saw that it's kind of open-ended for possible more, that's when I was like, I don't think I'm gonna wait to see what the maybe one of you guys will watch it. So
yeah.
yes.
It got good ratings on our competitors. It's sitting around an 80% on one, and I think on IMDb it's in this high 70s. But I think it's just because we have an audience that doesn't have much expectation any longer.
And we're not bought and paid for.
That's true. We all know the story behind Rotten Tomatoes. If you're not
could
familiar,
be bought and paid for. Just kidding. No, we can't. Yes, we can.
we try so hard to be allowed to be bought and paid for, and then I let Jordan review ZombieCon, and it immediately goes away. Can't help it. Got to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. So are we on my last one here? Okay. Marty Supreme. Okay. Speaking of shock jock, we have some cameos from my favorite, the most famous shock jock of all time, Howard Stern show, right? We get Marianne from Brooklyn. If you're a Howard Stern fan, she is in the opening scene. She's the lady getting shoes. Her name happens to be Marianne in the movie. Yeah, if they go hand in hand, Marianne from Brooklyn and Howard Stern. And Ratso is like the second build guy. He's the uncle, I believe, that runs the shoe shop.
Yeah, you nailed it.
It's also a Howard Stern character.
He owns the shoe shop.
So that was cool, right? That was endearing to me because I'm a big Howard Stern fan. Marty Supreme, right? More like Unibrow Supreme. And I was like, are they gonna mention how bad of a unibrow he has to me? And they do. It's hilarious because the character threatens to rip it right off of his face, which is fantastic. But my God,
like apes.
My God, is he sleazy, right? This is a character that I think you said it perfectly, right? You don't want him to win, but some part of you wants to see something good happen to him. And
of everything he goes through.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, man, give this guy a bone. And his character, he doesn't get everything he wants, but he gets something and he grows. And you see that in the movie. So I think that's a fine job with his character. And Timothy Chalamet does good, but again, the boyish, his anger doesn't rile you. When he's mad at something, it's very tantrumy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The Gwyneth Paltrow seduction was interesting.
Yeah. Something that's haunting from this is like, why did they put that in this movie? Is the honeybee story, right? The whole concentration camp aspect where his competitor and he's like, yeah, tell him this story, and he's just like, why is this in this movie? This is awful.
Yeah, it was rough. It was hard to watch, man.
Yeah.
I think I blocked that out. I'm glad you brought it back up.
This is the problem with this movie. I think it's just too random. It is way random. It is off the wall. No,
I loved it.
I wanted more of some of the things that they were developing, like the whole dog thing with like the guy. Like that was a fascinating storyline that just didn't give you enough of like whatever you wanted from that. Like it needed more. Yeah. The guy keeping the dog. Why is he keeping the dog? The dog sucks. Why do you want it anyway? Like. I don't know. There was a lot there. It's storylines that serve little to no purpose
Mhm.
I thought could have served a much better, much bigger purpose,
Yeah.
right? Um, why does the dog stink? Again, I'm stuck on the dog. Is this a major part of this? What
He
he
crapped
was?
all over himself. He
Did
crapped
he?
all over himself. Yeah, that's why he originally brings him into the hotel. He goes, he had an accident. He crapped all over himself. And he's talking to the guy. And he goes, well, don't bring it in here. Why are you bringing the dog in here with the crap all over himself? I'm saying
How
crap
does the
because he's,
dog? How does a dog crap all over themselves?
I don't know, but
Just,
that's
just
why that's what gets it going.
the physics of that is wild. Um, and I was terrified when the bathtub, the
Yeah.
dog being stuck in there. I was like,
I
no,
told
don't do
you,
it.
you
Yeah,
just spoiled that. I kept that part on the low. Remember how I described it. I said you're gonna think that we're gonna have to deduct a beer from this movie, but we don't. So don't worry. Now you just gave it away because that scene is
I
very
don't.
dramatic.
Yeah, but even like the human, what happens to the guy and all, like it was that scene
Yeah.
is a lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot going on right there.
Yeah.
It could have used more again plot lines that were developed that didn't really you didn't get enough of, like right, like Tyler the Creator,
Hmm.
fantastic job. Don't go
Yeah.
listen to old Tyler the Creator music. Speaking of, he did a great job. But like their whole little journey that they go on together, the hustle,
Yeah.
like it's so many little movies packed into one pretty long movie.
It's
It's like little
stressful. It's a
movies.
stressful movie.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Kevin O'Leary's rat face in this,
Yeah.
playing essentially himself, a
Yep.
rat-faced bastard,
Yep.
throughout this whole movie. Like
You just want to
unlikable.
slap him
Everybody
every time
hates
he's on
him.
screen.
Yeah, it's like have the self-awareness to know like they just got you in this movie to play yourself, which is a douchebag. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. A total tool.
yeah. So this was fun. I think it was a good movie. Do I recommend this to everybody in the world? Like you need to immediately go watch this? No. I honestly I think I just give it a popcorn and one.
Wow. I give it a popcorn in 3.
Probably a popcorn and two. I don't want to, I have no desire to watch this ever again. Honestly, I don't. It's stressful and it just didn't do enough for me. It didn't give me,
Okay.
I feel like, enough to talk about with anybody. Like, oh, remember this part of the movie? Like, it's all just kind of like, it happened.
Odessa was great too, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Her
He was
character
really
was
good at it.
interesting. Interesting
Yeah.
character for sure. Yeah.
Terrible
Um,
choices made, but
yeah. Yeah.
all right. Well, I got one. I got 3 left, so we'll rattle through these because they're all things you may have already seen or should have already seen. One of them pardon me. It came highly recommended by Jordan. I watched Bring Her Back finally. Um,
Ooh.
what a weird movie that you just feel terrible for the brother in this movie, like all the way through it. Like some of the stuff that is going on with that she's doing to this brother is
Dude.
it's just awful. And all he's trying to do is just be a better person and make up for a mistake he made when he was 8 years old. And he's trying to make up for this mistake. And there's some pee stuff that goes on. They get a little girl drunk, which is wild to me. There's so much stuff that's occurring within this movie. Like, oh, that's gross. Um, the kidnapping of the cousin, the little girl's cousin, to turn into the little girl was a lot, or to sacrifice. The swimming pool, the cuts on the hand, the eating a knife, like.
Oh, God. Yeah. So could you see why I would call this like one of the most scary movies or disturbing scary movies you've seen in a long time?
Yeah, I mean the foster a lot of the scenes that happen with the foster mother and some of the antics that occur are right up there with Saltburn. Like
Mm.
they are right up there with some of the antics that happen in Saltburn with this foster mother, and all of it revolving around a blind little girl is a lot to take in. Overall, is it scary? No, it is not a scary movie. Is it something that will stick with you because of some of the scenes? Absolutely. Like there's a lot of stuff in this that like hinder. Like the father, the original, the opening. That's a lot. That's gonna like just stick with you. What happens to the father? Um, the punching of a child was a lot to solidify. At one point, I
Mhm.
did think she was gonna try to sleep with the brother, so that threw me. Like the whole time I'm watching a certain scene happen, I'm like, is she trying to sleep with this like 17-year-old kid? Like, is that what's about to happen? Is that what's about to go down right now? And no,
What
it's
is?
worse.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, it's worse than that. What happens
Yeah.
in that scene is worse. Go ahead, Jordan.
What what is a scary movie? What is a scary movie to you?
I don't know. I'm so desensitized by a lot of different things now.
Well, I know, but like I don't like when I say like a movie is scary, I'm not like, "Oh my God, I'm scared now," like of the dark. Like I'm scared I'm gonna have nightmares and not be able to go to sleep. But like but you actually do feel like, "Oh my God," like uncomfortable
I
watching a
think
scary movie.
psychological thrillers are going to do it for me more than
Okay.
like a gory. Like this one, it wasn't a laughable gore though. This one was like, ugh, that's
Yeah,
a
like
lot. That's a lot to take in.
prior to this, I would always say that Hereditary is the scariest movie
Hmm.
I've ever seen. But I thought that this and what was the other one with the hand? That was good. That was just entertaining. I don't know if that was the
Talk to me.
scariest, but very unsettling. But this one I think passed that for me. Like,
Bring her back. Yeah, some of the
yeah,
stuff, and then like the chewing on the table, like eating the wood at the table,
yeah.
like knocking the teeth out and all that. That was a lot. There was a
This
lot.
makes an all-time great scary movie, I think, is that you don't want to watch it again. And not for the
Yeah.
fact that it's a bad movie, but because it's so uncomfortable, it so makes you squirm and just like, ugh, like you don't want to watch it. Like that's the point of a scary movie is to make you feel that way.
It's definitely unhinged in a lot of parts.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Popcorn and two. Popcorn and
Cool.
two for Bring Her
Cool.
Back.
Cool.
WandaVision. Popcorn and three for WandaVision.
Yeah.
WandaVision is one of the best shows. I know people aren't going to acknowledge it, but this is actually a groundbreaking television show, especially for a Disney Plus release. What it is able to do and how it propelled the Marvel Universe forward is really something to see. It truly sets the stage for numerous Marvel movies. From the Easter eggs and all the advertisements that run throughout the show to the characters that launched, unfortunately, for Disney, a line of television shows that just could not live up to Loki and to WandaVision. WandaVision to me is better than Loki. Now that I've watched both seasons of Loki and I've rewatched WandaVision, WandaVision is one of the better television shows that's been made in the last 10 years.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
it's
popcorn
good.
three.
Good,
Yeah.
good Marvel TV there.
Lots to catch on to too. For instance, the next movie that I'm gonna in the final movie I'm gonna review, Spider-Man: Far From Home, directly following One Division. Pardon me, directly following WandaVision. The funny line that you wouldn't have picked up on if you didn't just watch these back to back, which is what I did. Is one of the teachers is on the bus and he goes, "As a professor of history, what I think caused this? Witchcraft." Like, like it's directly following that WandaVision series, and I'm like, that's really funny because now we know about Agatha, we know about Wanda, the world knows about both of them because of what happened in Eastview, and then we get these like funny like Easter eggs that they plant throughout that ties everything together. But we watch this all, they separate everything so far apart that it's hard to keep up and pinpoint. And I even think I watched some of these out of order. Like I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I should have watched Loki season one and then WandaVision, and then WandaVision, Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man Multiverse of Madness, and then Loki season two, and then Ant-Man Wasp Quantumanium. Like that's kind of how it should go because of the cutscenes and everything. But all that to say, there's also really funny scenes. Like, I'm just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and Nick Fury going, bitch, you went to space. Like, like there's so many things like this in this. Now, this is probably the worst of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, but in this, we actually get a character unveiling, much like we did in Iron Man. So now that Spider-Man has been handed the throne by Tony Stark, the exact same thing, or close to the same thing, happens to him. His secret identity is revealed. So for Spider-Man, Far From Home, popcorn and one.
Okay. All right.
So it's your drunk classic, man. You got to tell us what we're watching this week.
There was a few different directions I wanted to go in, but scrolling my list here, I want to pick something. I guess that's topical.
Okay.
Something that we need to poke a little fun at, I think, and would ease a lot of tension right now for us to watch. It's a Sacha Baron Cohen film. It
Ah,
is The
I know what it is.
Dictator.
Yeah.
The Dictator, yeah.
Highly memeable right now too. Like you're seeing
Oh,
memes of this everywhere.
oh man, I went out to dinner this last Friday night, and we were quoting this movie throughout the dinner. Different things just kept coming up. It was like, man, that is a good movie. That
I
is a
love it
not a
because
good
you
movie, a funny movie.
I'm very excited because you did not shoot a hole in my drunk classic for next week. So I'm
Okay.
always every time you go up, I'm like, man, is he gonna make me change my pick again? Like, what's he gonna throw? But no, this is perfect. You're right. It is very topical. Like I said, it is very memeable. Unfortunately for all of us, we have another sequel to
Ugh.
a previous Butter on Top. We got to go watch Scream 7. Jenna Ortega-less Scream 7, but bringing back
Ugh.
Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox. So I guess here we go again, guys. Scream Part 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess right now, right? Since you never believe me who it is, or that I always know who it is. I'm gonna say it is this lady right here. Right here. This lady from Pitch Perfect. It's her. She did it.
Brittany Snow?
Is that's not Brittany Snow?
Who is it?
She's
I know
from
who you're
Pitch
talking about.
Perfect, but I don't know.
Yeah, I got you. I
Yeah.
got you.
Is that Tessa
Uh,
Thompson? No.
no. No, not at
Look at
all.
that creepy guy. There's a lot of faces to
Yeah.
choose from in this that it could be, but yeah.
I'm going to say it's someone directly related to the Nev Campbell
Look at that
universe.
guy.
Someone, yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff though. He plays a creeper in all kinds of stuff.
Who's a Peaky Blinders guy? Killian Murphy
Yeah, look
Jr.
alike.
Yeah.
He's
I'll tell you who
also
it is
in.
not.
He's in the Boys, Generation V.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you who it is not. Sweet Joel McHale. Okay.
No, Joel McHale is going to be confused by everything that's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, as always, you now know what our Butter on Top and Drunk Classic are. That's right, we got Scream 7 and The Dictator. So we look forward to seeing you at the theater. You bring the popcorn, and we got the beer.